Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades as per usual. And following up from basically Friday's session, we actually had a little bit of downside today, although not too much and not too significant. We actually ended up filling the gap down that we created from that previous gap open on Wednesday after that Fed announcement, and the Fed was really, everyone was really bullish on it. And we've been kind of just selling off since then. A little bit of panic selling on Friday. So now that we filled the gap, we should be good to continue up towards the upside. Although we do have another gap to fill down here at 510. But indeed, the market is very bullish. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we do continue to push higher. But I won't put it out of the question that we could maybe have a more bearish count here where we do it overshooting B wave and then come back down in the C. Yeah, it's possible, although unlikely when you take a look at market cipher on the weekly time frame. Yes, the weekly is starting to shift a little bit more to the bearish side, but we are also quite bearish last week and we ended up making another high. Daily time frame, we actually printed a bit of a bearish candle around the close. When we take a look at the new daily candle, it's actually looking increasingly bearish with a 16 and a -5 on the dual bench strength index, or a -3, I believe, a -3. So again, it looks like we may get a drop if we do get one, right? But if we do, it should technically be another dip to buy. But when we look at the momentum waves on the 4-hour time frame, looks like a green dot is about to print at any moment. So again, the low could already be technically in, and we're just going to continue to float higher, right? Until maybe we get that blow off top scenario and the markets really take off towards the upside. Looking at wave edge on the daily time frame, not too surprising. More selling came in on Friday, and now we have a red cross on the daily time frame. Taking a look at the weekly, nothing significant here. Monthly time frame, nothing significant there. 4-day, 3-day, you do have that red cross here, but I mean, these have signaled turning points at some point in time, and they've been important turning points. But we gotta we need all our chips to align, right? So sometimes they can prove to be really powerful signals, and sometimes they can be negated if the trend is too strong. And right now the trend is very strong towards the upside, right? So when we take a look at Apple, right, we'll take a look at some individual names right away. Taking a look at Apple, Apple is in the buy area technically, and this count here could be finished, right? We are in the buy area. We are about to potentially form some bullish divergence. I would be very intrigued into adding some positions down here if we actually do go below 167 all the way down to 165. If we go below 165, there's a potential stop out level because we might start to head lower to the 159 to 148 area, right? But until then, there's an antitrust and all that stuff going on with Apple. I mean, they never lost one, so it's just noise, and to me, it looks like a perfect buying opportunity. When we take a look at Tesla is also in a significant buying area. We got that strong reversal on Thursday, right, with that big moonshot up, that big gap open with the Model Y price increase. So now this could already be done. And if you had to, ask me if we were going to buy or sell, then I would be technically buying at these levels here and be getting ready for another significant move towards the upside that could trend for the weeks to come. Right now, you can take a look at Tesla on the daily and weekly time frame here. So the weekly, I think, is looking a little bit more bullish than bearish now. If anything, neutral. We were looking quite bearish these last couple of weeks, and the momentum has really started to slow down as we approach this downsloping trend line. But I won't put it out of the question that we can't go lower towards this other significant level where we have a gap fill at 145, and it's also at the end of this buy area here for my my larger range that I have between 176 and 146. But yeah, like I said, weekly is starting to shift. The daily time frame is also starting to shift just a little bit. We did get a green dot here with a nice little bullish divergence on the momentum waves. However, money flow is in the deep red right now. But then again, this could still be a buy, right? We've seen deep red money flow, and then you get a big green dot confirmation of the low, and then a huge rally back up towards the upside. Sometimes it pays to buy when there's blood in the streets, right? Look at all this blood. But yeah, I think let me just cover finally maybe Tesla on the wave edge here. Let's just take a look real quick. Peak. Nothing on the daily. Let's take a look at the 2-day. So you can see 2-day big accumulation on these candles here. So you can tell big money is accumulating at these levels. And big money does not always buy, right? When big money starts to buy, you got to ask yourself the question: why are they buying for? They're buying because they want to make money, and it's going to go towards the upside. That's the most likely scenario. 3-day, significant amount of buys. Look at when big money bought here on the 3-day time frame. Massive reversal in Tesla. This may not look like a big move. This was a 127% move, and if you extend it until the peak, it was a 213% move. Right, so these are very important things to know. And if you guys are not already inside the Discord, I would highly recommend you guys join. And we'll take a look at some other names here, some other popular names. So NVDA really stretching the bounds of this B wave here. If not, the B wave is already in, and it's just a very ugly correction. All right, and then you can essentially just call this done, but it's not the best case in my opinion. I think you still have a good shot, I would say, of a potential reversal in NVIDIA. It is double testing the all-time highs, I believe. The all-time high is currently set right here, right around 273. So we got pretty darn close to it today, although we did not cross it. And even if you cross it, you can still do an overshooting B wave towards the upside and start to come back down later. All right, so that's still possible, although it's it's a strong name, tough short, and if we do get it retraced, it would be a buy here between. Let me see. I think we adjusted this level many times, but I think now that we've extended even more here, I think I'd have to adjust my box. Let me just make sure. Excuse me. Let me just make sure this area is accurate. There we go, something like that. And your buy zone is continuously being being risen here as the B wave extends higher, and until you really get an impulsive move, then you'll know the low is in, and that was the invalidation point, right? And then this is not a trade that I currently like to take. There would be other setups that I like significantly more. Right, for the Russell 2000 is a trade that I like a lot more, and like Tesla and Apple, those are significant trades I like a lot more than NVIDIA right now. But yeah, I mean the IWM could just be doing a little bit of a correction here. I wouldn't be too surprised if you get a dip back down. To me, it would be a buy, and then it would just bounce back up to go to most likely back into the 220, 230 area. I would load up on some calls if this were to happen. Again, we close our positions up 200% up on those IWM calls after this big rally up in the small cap. So again, that was a really nice play, but they're not always going to play out like that, right? So you got to give and take here and there, just like any other trader knows. It's not always going to be winning. We're in the money making business, but there's not always going to be winners, right? There needs to be losers to balance it out. All right, let me take a look at probably a couple more things before I wrap it up. We'll take a look at ROKU. As we always do. So ROKU is just chopping sideways right now. We've seen these types of corrections, right? To me, it kind of looks like a wave 4, right? Where we're just doing a very ugly, choppy correction, ABC, sort of like this. That's really bad. kind of in like an ABC, and you're just gonna finish towards the upside. Although actually this is incorrect because I'd have to draw it towards the upside. Yeah, so something like that. Sorry, that's accurate. So there we go. That's your correction here happening in a C wave. It could already be done, right? You could already mark it as finished, and it's just waiting for a moment to drop. But I'm not even sure that it will drop. I'm not even sure that this could drop even more. You're already having significant buying coming in from smart money at the lows on the daily. Nothing on the 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, nothing there, and nothing on the weekly either. But the 4-hour, you also saw some nice buying coming here as well. And like I said last time, when you saw big buying coming in, sometimes it's an instant gratification trade where you just buy in and big money got it right before, and then you start to moonshot up towards the upside. Right, and sometimes you buy and nothing happens for weeks and months at a time until it does, and when it does, you weren't patient enough to hold into that trade. So it's really up to you. Feel free to do what you want. I mean I would be patient if I were already in a position here, and I would add more to it, but definitely stop out if we went below the 57.5 level. All right, let me take a look here at natural gas as per usual. So nat gas shifting gears here. Definitely not the most bullish chart. It is a tough trade right now as it holds its pivots here near the low at 1.629. Although it is starting to form a little bit of a bearish flag and leaning towards the downside, where the moving averages are going to push it lower. You on the bullish side, you've got the MACD starting to come up here, a bit of a bullish divergence as well. The daily is actually a little bit bearish in my opinion. I think the daily could be set to potentially start to continue to roll over if it doesn't perk up anytime soon. Let me take a look at UNG and the daily time frame. So we got some buying here. Green cross today. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. No significant buying. 1 hour, no significant buying either. Let me take a look at natural gas. Spot ETFs. Our spot market, sorry. No significant buying. Daily, 2-day, 4-day, 3-day. Nothing. So again, nat gas, the low may not be in, which is quite unfortunate. But I mean, I've been opening some short positions to hedge against our long, and they've been playing out quite nicely. But so far, it's an interesting market that we're in. The bulls want to keep this thing going higher, and the bears want everything to crash down. So it's a tough market. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Feel free to join the Discord. Links in the description. Love you all.